All rise. Color guard, present the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Scout pledge. Oh wait, shoot, sorry. Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to guide my country, to obey Scout law, to help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Scout law. A scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Color guide, post the colors. Please be seated. Did I just call you? I now call on, do I, who would do it? Hold on, Mr. Valley. Who do I call on? Dr. Douglas Teen for our invocation.
Will you pray with me? Lord, we gather in this place today to give thanks for the work of your Spirit in the lives of these young men through their participation in Troop 10. We pray that you would continue to prosper all that this troop does to cultivate in these young lives a sense of honor and duty and service, of compassion and empathy and kindness. Bless us this day and every day as we seek to serve your world in the name of Christ, our Savior and Lord. Amen.
Welcome to the February, I guess, Troop 10 Court of Honor. Today we're going to recognize the achievements of our scouts, awarding merit badges, troop recognitions, and advancements. And we're going to celebrate 6 new Eagle Scouts. In the past, we have recognized merit badges by patrol. We are going to do that a little bit differently today, primarily because we've had a technical snafu, and we're going to roll with it. So I apologize for that, but it's going to be new and exciting for everybody. So I'm going to ask our advancement chairman, Brian Caskey, if you could please come up here, and we will begin to do this. And we thank you for your patience. All right, when I call your name, if you please come up and receive your awards. Liam Allen is receiving Citizenship in Society Merit Badge, Citizenship in the Nation, Citizenship in the World, and Emergency Preparedness. Thomas Andrews, not here. Jacob Benda is receiving Health Care Merit Badge, Public Health Merit Badge. Sam Banyata. Citizenship in the Nation and Citizenship in the World. Bobby Boyson gets Chess, Health Care, and Public Health Merit Badges. He's not here. Will Bridgers, also not here. Henry Caskey, Citizenship in the Nation, Citizenship in the World, Emergency Preparedness. Brooks Cathcart. Brooks gets Bird Study, Environmental Science, and Nature. Did you get those at winter camp? There you go. A lot of these are winter camp merit badges. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Jacob Cloud. Not here. So I'm also guessing that Stephen Cloud is not here. All right. George Crouch. George gets health care and public health merit badges. Luke DeSilvestro. Luke's not here. Simon Edwards. Simon gets chess, healthcare professions, and public health merit badges. Griff Garvin, architecture, chess, citizenship in the nation. Adam Getz. John Grove, nope. Sims Harden, healthcare professions, photography, public health. Yeah, but he doesn't have any merit badges. It's a rank. I skipped over it. It's good. David Hewitt. Says Hewitt here? No? Okay. Rhett Hayward, healthcare and public health. Tyler Hodges, citizenship in the nation and emergency preparedness. Who is this? John King, Henry King, citizenship and society. He's not here. Xavier Knapp is not here.
Accepting the word.
Oh, that's correct. Who is it? Who is it? Joseph Knapp will be accepting on behalf of his brother. Artificial intelligence merit badge. Come on up. Crime prevention merit badge. Cybersecurity merit badge. Emergency preparedness merit badge. Fingerprinting, home repairs, and painting. And traffic safety. Xavier had a very busy winter camp, it appears. All right. I will say also that Xavier is the first in Troop 10 to earn the two new merit badges of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. So that's kind of cool. All right. Rhett Craig, healthcare professions and public health. Krieg. Sam Levine, citizenship and society. Patrick Lee, citizenship in the nation, citizenship in the world. Nation and world. John Layton. Okay. Colson Ligon. Colson gets chess, healthcare professions, and public health. Thompson McDaniel. Here's another oddball. Animal science, chess, genealogy, healthcare professions, and public health. Nate Moes. I hadn't seen Nate this afternoon. Robert Moore. Citizenship in society, family life, personal fitness. I like the sound of those. Those are all required and end of the requirements. Outstanding, sir. Brooks Rame. Saw Brooks. Personal management for Brooks. Is Jack Rich here? Donovan Roach. I didn't see Donovan. Donovan has got a whole bunch of these. I'm going to read them out. Citizenship in the community, citizenship in the nation, communication, emergency preparedness, family life, fishing, fly fishing, and personal fitness and personal management. And I will tell you that Donovan turned 18 on the 27th of December. We submitted his Eagle binder, his Eagle application on the 26th of December, and he is awaiting his Eagle Board of Review to become an Eagle Scout. So that's great. Grant Smith, citizenship in the nation, citizenship in the world. Fletcher Spigner, Fletcher, citizenship in the nation, citizenship in the world, and emergency preparedness. Rigby, St. Louis, citizenship in society. And I am digging the haircut, brother. That is fantastic. All right. Zach Thomas, not here. Edward Tompkins, that's Riley Tompkins. Citizenship in society and cooking. Is Oliver here? Is Frank here? Accepting on behalf of Frank's, his father, citizenship in society, family life, and personal management. Cal White, chess, healthcare professions, and public health. Andrew Haight, Andrew here. Citizenship in the community and citizenship in the world. How about go meet him halfway since he's got a bad knee? James Makota, citizenship in the community and citizenship in the world. We're out of community. Okay. So I will tell you that because of the scout book snafus that we had, we may be a badge or two shy here. If we are, we will make sure that you get them. Yeah. So okay. And we owe you a citizenship, community. All right. We got worlds. We got one world and we got 4 people to get a world, and we got 1 world badge left. So Banks Cartwright, you're the lucky winners. Banks here? Banks is not here. How about Jamie Dillard? Jamie Dillard? All right, must be present to win. Jamie Dillard, citizenship in the world. Charles Kenny, you come up here and shake our hands, and Dan Levine, come on up both with citizenship in the world. We owe you a badge. All right, let's give these guys a round of applause. So, no, stay here. I imagine that some of you may think you were getting something. I apologize. Like I said, we had a glitch with a transfer over in Scout Book, and it was we didn't find out about it until this morning. That's on me. Okay. Next, I do have an award I would like to present that one, yes. We talked about this right after camp at our last Court of Honor, but I didn't have the award. I now have the Shotgun Award. Sam Bunyata, where's Sam? Come on up, brother. So when they shoot at camp, they give a top shot award. This is the Shotgun Award 2025. Sam hit 40 out of 50, 80% of his clays when he was qualifying for the merit badge. So, sir, congratulations. All right. Couple of program enhancements. The Bulldog Patrol getting ready to go to Philmont, and they had a shakedown a couple of weeks ago. I think that went pretty well. All the words that I got back was it was fine. The Phoenix Patrol is registered for Sea Base for the summer of 2027, 3 full contingents, and that's you guys are going this year, right? So in June of this year, we will send three crews to Sea Base for the Sons of Liberty Patrol. We had the Order of the Air Muskogee Lodge 116 Winter Banquet was held a couple of weeks ago. Most of these notes are old. They're based on the January that we were going to have, the original, so I'm trying to. The Cornerstone Conclave, which is going to be held in Camp Barstow in April, that's once every 10 years. Does it come back here locally? It rotates to a different lodge. So we're hosting for the first time in 10 years. If you are in the Order of the Arrow, past or present, and would like to attend the conclave, we need to get you registered. Troop 10, founded October the 1st, 1951, and we just rechartered our troop for the 74th consecutive time, which means that October the 1st will be our 75th anniversary. We will be having an event to commemorate the 75th anniversary. It will be complete with swag, neckerchiefs, patches, stuff. So that's going to be a big deal. We're trying to figure out if we're just going to have a party or if we're going to make a fundraiser. I like a fundraiser, so we'll see what we do. All right, winter camp. We had 16 scouts attend Camp Barstow Winter Camp. You heard all the merit badges that were there, some of these oddballs that you may not have heard before. That's what happens at winter camp. And I think also our guys worked on cooking, have a couple more requirements to finish. That was mostly the Chunky Monkey Patrol, our youngest scouts. All right, Camp Barstow registration opens March the 1st. So today is the 15th, right? So we've got about a week and a half, short month, about a week and a half, 2 weeks before Barstow registration opens. We have to pay at least a deposit before we register you. So if you're going to Camp Barstow, be looking for an invoice coming so we can get that paid so we can get everybody registered in 2 weeks. All right. I'd like to call up Liam. Installation of the new senior patrol leader. And Henry Caskey. Come on up here, Liam, right here. You start right there.
With your left hand, take hold of the flagpole, troop flagpole, and raise your other above your head. Give the scout sign and repeat after me. I promise to do my best to be worthy of the office of Senior Patrol Leader for the sake of my fellow scouts and my troop, and in the world of brotherhood of scouting. What else do I say? Oh, okay. Stay there.
Have a nice plaque for Liam as outgoing senior patrol leader. Give it to him. All right, got it. Liam, thank you very much for your service. You did a great job. Appreciate it. You can sit down. Oh, you got to do the close. Okay.
Will all patrol leaders please come forward? Fletcher. Please place your left hand on the troop flagpole. Repeat after me. I promise to do my best to be worthy of the office of patrol leader for the sake of my fellow scouts in my patrol and troop, and in the World Brotherhood of Scouting. Congratulations. You may be seated.
All right. We're now going to recognize our scouts who have achieved new ranks since we last gathered. When I call your name, please come forward to be recognized. First of all, we have our brand new Tenderfoot Scouts, Jacob Cloud, Jacob Benda, Bobby Boyson, William Bunch. You stand right there on the steps. George Crouch, Luke DeSilvestro, Sims Harden, Joseph Knapp, Rhett Krieg, Colson Ligon, Thompson McDaniel, Cal White, Henry Powell, and Joel Harari. I'll give these brand new tenderfoot scouts a hand. All right, y'all return to seat. All right, next up are our second class. Brooks Cathcart, Jamie Dillard, Holman Ginyard, Andrew Haight, and Dan Levine. Let's give our second class scouts a round of applause. Brooks, stay there. Y'all go. Brooks, please stay. Brooks earned his second class rank. He also earned his first class rank. That's the double burger. Good job. I think we need an award or something for like a double cheeseburger. Somebody does double up, double burger, double awards, yes. All right, we have two new Star Scouts, Sam Banyata and David Hewitt. I don't think David is here. All right, so Sam. All right, Life Scouts. Will Bridgers has earned his life. I don't think he's here. Griff Garvin. James Haight. Xavier Knapp is not here. Sam Levine. No, don't. John Layton. Noah Matthew. Nate Moe's not here. Grant Smith. Fletcher Spigner. Henry Thomas. And Henry Caskey. All right, let's give these new Life Scouts a round of applause. Sir. All right. We're now going to move to the Eagle Scout ceremony, and for assistance, I'm going to call on our Troop Committee Chairman, Jason Phelps, who will assist with this.
By the authority vested in me as a representative of the Indian Waters Council and the National Council of Boy Scouts of America, Scouting America, I declare this Eagle Scout Court of Honor to be convened.
The Scouting movement constitutes one of the most wholesome and significant influences in the world today. The Eagle candidates whose efforts culminate this afternoon in the presentation of the Eagle Badge have labored long to enter this brotherhood. They will assume even greater responsibilities to the ideals of honor and service. When they pledge themselves on their sacred honor, they will be sealing their loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout.
Scoutmaster Flynn Bowie, please present the candidates.
Joshua James Levine. Joshua Levine is the son of John Levine and Cheryl Whisker. He is a member of the Buffalo Patrol, Muskogee Lodge 116 Order of the Arrow, and a senior at AC Flora High School, where he is a member of the varsity soccer and cross-country teams. For his Eagle project, Josh built garden benches for his church. Joseph Alvin Wilson V. Jack Wilson is the son of Josh and Nikki Wilson and a junior at Cardinal Newman School. He is a member of the Dragon Patrol, Muskogee Lodge 116 Order of the Arrow, the National Honor Society, and the varsity football team. For his Eagle Scout Service project, Jack constructed 5 benches for the Palmetto Trail, and these benches have been placed along the trail to provide hikers and trail users with a place to rest. Calvin David Penny. Calvin Penny is the son of Adam and Teresa Penny and a member of the Gladiator Patrol. He is a sophomore at Dreher High School, where he's on the cross-country team and the robotics team. For his Eagle project, Calvin assisted the PTO of Satchel Ford Elementary in researching and purchasing of new musical playground equipment and led others in the assembly and installation of the pieces. William Walter Allen. Liam is the son of the late Patrick Allen and Michelle Powell and a member of the Gladiator Patrol. He is a sophomore at Dreher High School, where he is a percussionist for the Blue Devil Marching Band and a member of the wrestling team. For his Eagle project, Liam refurbished outdoor Stations of the Cross at Transfiguration Catholic Church, a walk memorializing Jesus' path to and through the crucifixion. Thomas Townsend Tapp, Jr. Thomas is the son of Tommy and Linda Tapp. He is a junior at AC Flora and a member of the Dragon Patrol and Muskogee Lodge 116 Order of the Arrow. Thomas has served as the den chief, a patrol leader, as a senior patrol leader of Troop 10. For his Eagle Service project, Thomas partnered with the Palmetto Trail to lead others in constructing 5 benches to improve trail access and comfort for hikers and outdoor enthusiasts. John Grove. John is the son of Pendleton and Elizabeth Grove and a member of the Buffalo Patrol. He is a senior at AC Flora High School, where he is enrolled in the International Baccalaureate program and on the wrestling and lacrosse teams. For his Eagle project, John constructed a wilderness trail at Heathwood Hall.
All along the trail of achievement, your leaders have given you advice and encouragement. I call upon your Scoutmaster to vouch for you tonight. Sir, Scoutmaster Bowie, before these Scouts are presented the Eagle Award, we would like to have your assurance that they have been faithful in serving their troop, in giving leadership to Scouts, in practicing the principles of the Scout Oath and Scout Law, and in practicing the good turn in their daily lives. Based upon these qualifications, Mr. Bowie, are these Scouts entitled to the honor of the Eagle Badge represents?
Yes, sir, they are. They have been deemed worthy by me, by our troop committee, and by the Capital Rivers District Board of Review.
Well, thank you, and congratulations to all of you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Jason. All right. I now invite Emmett Moss to speak on behalf of Joshua.
My name is Emmett Moss. Thank you for letting me share a few words about Joshua Levine. First of all, Josh, congratulations on earning your Eagle. We are all here today to recognize and honor your hard work and perseverance. I would also like to recognize and thank Josh's scout leaders, Mr. Bowie and Mr. Phelps, and Josh's dad, Mr. Levine. The number of hours they have given to this troop are unmeasurable. I have known Josh a very long time. I coached Josh in YMCA soccer at Owens Field for a few years, starting when he was age 5. Since then, he has played club soccer and is currently on the varsity soccer team at AC Flora, where I help as an assistant coach. I also know Josh through Scouts. Josh and my son were in Cub Scouts together at St. Martin's in the Field Episcopal Church. I was one of his den leaders. The pack at St. Martin's closed, so we all moved over to Eastminster to finish Cub Scouts, then Boy Scouts. I have seen him grow up from den meetings to patrol and troop meetings over the years. I have been on a lot of the same trips as Josh and his family, including one of the first ones, winter camp at Barstow, then family camp at Barstow, several summer weeks at Barstow, camping trips to state and national parks, and rafting on the Nantahala River. I've marched with him on a 3-day hike on the Appalachian Trail and marched with him through Kings Grant, collecting canned goods for Harvest Hope. We have sat around a lot of campfires and shared a lot of camp meals. I believe I know Josh pretty well. Even at a young age, I could tell that Josh was a smart kid. When other kids would be goofing off, Josh would be focused and paying attention. At every scout meeting and on every scouting trip, Josh was ready to work. He came prepared and knew the material, and if there was work to do, every time I ever asked the scouts for help, Josh would lead the way and get the job done. He would also help other scouts his own age and younger scouts to complete their requirements. I know there are scouts in this room who Josh has helped. You can count on Josh. He is helpful and trustworthy. As he acted in scouting at soccer practices or games, I never had to get Josh to focus or give instructions twice. He just gets it the first time. And if other players were confused, he would help them understand the drill. At practices, some kids create chaos. Josh works to solve it. You can tell that he cares about the game and he cares about his teammates. Josh is humble. I have never seen him act unkind to any person or say an unkind thing to anyone. I have seen him around his friends in scouting and in soccer, and he seems to be a rock that his friends can lean on when needed. He is a reliable friend. Josh also runs cross country for AC Flora. His personal record for a 5K run is 17 minutes and 40 seconds, which is very fast for a high school runner. Josh told me he gets that from his mother, who loves running. His dad, John, is a scout leader for all of his sons. John grew up playing ice hockey and coached collegiate hockey. I thought Josh got his competitive spirit from his dad, but he told me that he gets that from his mother too. Josh is big brother to Sam and Dan. They are also scouts. Sam plays soccer, and they both run cross country. I know they all look up to and are all proud of Josh's Eagle. Josh is a senior at AC Flora. He has earned class rank of 20. He is a member of the National Honor Society. His ability to balance his school, sports, and scouting shows his maturity and responsibility. He hopes to study engineering in college. Josh brought it full circle by doing his Eagle Project back where it all began at St. Martin's in the Field Episcopal Church, where he improved their community garden. If you know Josh like I do, you would have never questioned if he would complete his Eagle. Josh, be proud of your achievement. Your scouting trail is coming to an end, but there are many other trails in your future. Just continue to be your true self, and I know that you will have a lot of success in college, in your career, and in life. Again, congratulations on earning your Eagle. Please join me in giving Joshua Levine a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you. I'd now like to invite Ricky Rowe to speak on behalf of Jack.
For you, Flynn. There you go. Good afternoon. I've known Jack Wilson now for about 6.5 years. He started out as a Webelos scout in September of 2019, where I was his Webelos leader. And he's gone on to do some great things. Member of the National Honor Society, leader on the Cardinal Newman football team, Beta Club, youth in government, and now Eagle Scout. Looking back, I think his first scouting trip was Webelos Woods at Camp Barstow in 2019. But as a member of the Dragon Patrol, it was quite an interesting journey to start Boy Scouts for Jack. This was the group that crossed over to Boy Scouts in May of 2020, in the field across from the church due to all the COVID restrictions. But the meeting and camping challenges that came that first year in Boy Scouts were not a deterrent to Jack. You know, about a month ago, I helped with a number of boards of review for the Chunky Monkeys, which are our first year scouts this year, and Jack Wilson was part of the inspiration for one of the comments that I made to a number of those scouts. Continue to show up. For most, if not all, of the Scout Oath and Scout Law, there's an unwritten assumption. To be all those things listed, to live the ideals that the law and oath espouse, which Jack has done, by the way, you have to show up. You have to engage. You have to participate. Not just in scouting events, but all aspects of life. Show up. But for Troop 10, that means showing up to meetings, going on camping trips, going to summer camp, participating in Eagle projects, serving your community, taking on leadership positions. Jack Wilson is a poster child for showing up. He was there at meetings, many times still sweating from football or wrestling practice. At last count, Jack had at least 67 camping nights, and I think he missed only 2 camping trips attended by the Dragons in the first 3.5 years or so of his scouting career. He assisted on numerous Eagle projects. He went to summer camp at Barstow 3 different summers, attended Sea Base in 23, and Philmont in 2024. Philmont, by the way, is where I heard one of the funniest and maybe most concerning statements that I've ever heard from Jack or any other scout for that matter. Mr. Rowe, I've been wearing the same underwear for 8 days. It's just how it goes at Philmont, right? That's how it goes. Jack was a Brotherhood member of the Order of the Arrow and now is an Eagle Scout, the first Dragon Patrol member to earn Eagle after a great project to help the Palmetto Trail. So Jack, congratulations on earning your Eagle. It's well deserved, and I look forward to seeing how you continue to show up in the future. Thanks.
I'm now going to introduce or invite Adam Penny to come up. Adam is going to talk on behalf of Calvin and Liam simultaneously.
All right. It's an honor to be up here talking on behalf of him. He's terrified about what I'm going to say. But anyway, so I'm his dad, as it's been pointed out, and I'm honored to be his speaker. Now, I'm going to go a little bit different from the perspective of a parent. I'm going to tell a story about scouting and his journey with it. And his scouting journey began about 6 or 7 years ago in the 4th grade when he began scouting. Right now, so 4th grade, Eagle Scout. This comes from the perspective of a trip to Camp Barstow in which I saw scouting take control of him and change him to where scouting for him went from camping and running around and having a good time to being a leader and really moving into being a young man. Right, so it was 2024. It was the year after his 8th grade year, and his patrol, the Gladiators, were off to Sea Base that year. They were not going to Barstow, but Calvin wanted to go, so we relented, and he went to Camp Barstow. So he was the only Gladiator at Camp Barstow that year. What Calvin didn't realize was that the patrol above him and the senior patrol leader for our troop was McClellan, and he was off at Philmont with his patrol. And Calvin, being assistant senior patrol leader, was thrust into the leadership position upon arriving at Barstow. He had no leadership experience and was set up to lead around 40 scouts for the entire week. I dropped him off and waited in the parking lot, hung around, had Mr. Bowie talk to him, and Mr. Bowie instructed Calvin to call the scouts together. And he tried calling them together in a very low voice. He was like, "Come on, guys, come on, we got to meet up, let's get together." Mr. Bowie coached him up a little bit, and for his previous years at Camp Barstow. I'd always stayed a couple nights as a chaperone. It was at that point that I decided I was not going to stay this year. Calvin needed me to not be there, and he needed to grow. Right, so he moved on from that soft and uncertain voice. He eventually got all the scouts together, and they began to go over their plans for the week. Right, so as Calvin began to grow and learn that leadership role, I left, hoping everything would go all right. And it's not bad having a week off also, okay? So I picked him up a week later, and he jumped into the car and started talking. If you know Calvin, okay, he does not tell stories. Calvin, how was camp? Good. How was Sea Base? Good. What'd you do? Fished. Right? He got in the car, and he talked for at least 30 minutes nonstop about how this was the best year ever, okay? He talked about how the troop won the Spirit Stick for being the best troop all week, how they won Best Campsite, the Gaga Ball Tournament, the Service Project Award, the Talent Show, the Chess Championship. He also talked about the sacrifices he made to ensure that the whole troop could benefit. There were many times that he gave up free time to complete paperwork and go to meetings to give his guys the best chance to succeed. Right? He mentioned how paperwork was not fun at all, and how doing that paperwork, he had to give up a lot of his free time. But he also said that he was determined to do it for all the other guys in Troop 10 because he wanted them to have the best experience they could have. Calvin left for camp timid and came back a leader. Later that summer, he went on to be the crew chief for his boat at Sea Base. And this past summer, he said, "Dad, I don't want to be a leader anymore at Philmont. I just want to go and hike." So we passed the leadership role off, and our leader at Philmont did a great job, Noah. And so these skills with Calvin and his leadership skills have really shown, and he's grown into a leadership role at school in his robotics club as well. So coming from a dad, that drive home from Barstow is my proudest moment as a scout dad, right? And to me, it offers the best demonstration of what scouting can provide in today's youth. And I'm incredibly proud of that young man right there. Thank you.
You want to talk? You want to stay here? Huh? You want to stay here and talk about it for Liam?
Yeah, I can talk to Liam too.
All right. So now we're going to hear from Adam Penny, who's going to talk on behalf of Liam.
All right. It's me again. Okay. Thanks. It's an honor to be up here speaking for Liam. I've got a speech somewhere. I seem to have left my speech. I forgot it. Hang on a second. Found it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hang on. My shoe's untied. Give me a second. All right, hang on. All right, here we go. We ready? All right, okay. I've known Liam and his family for a long time, which made it difficult to keep this within the limits Mr. Bowie requested. Well, and the fact that Liam has provided me with so much material. Here we go. Okay. Liam has earned many nicknames during this journey, such as Steakless, Napoleon, and Sacagelium. You won't get nicknames like that sitting at home and playing Minecraft 6 or 7 hours a day. Liam has a reputation in Troop 10 for being at every camp out and being mostly prepared. Right? For his first 3 years as a scout, he did not miss any camping trips and quickly earned his 50-night badge. At every one of those trips, Liam brought a great attitude, big smile, love for scouting, and most of his things. Liam has a reputation for forgetting things. One trip, it was his tent, Rainfly. Next trip was his tent poles, the nickname Napoleon. Next trip, his tent. Next trip, a water bottle. Then tent stakes, Steakless. Then shoes, then utensils, then the tent poles again, then a sleeping bag. Liam would like to give a big shout out to the blanket of shame that I had to go to Dollar General in the middle of the night and get him, and to Noah for all the snuggles keeping him warm that night. Then he forgot food. I was chaperoning at Camp Barstow and again had to make a trip to Dollar General to buy him 2 more days of food. Then a tent Rainfly again, then a water bottle. He was consistently forgetting to take his shaker bottle medicine, and I would remind him. Then, well, you get the idea. Even his boots disintegrated on him one time, and he backpacked miles in only his socks. Sacagelium. Through all the lessons and the many gray hairs he gave his parents, he continued to fully embrace scouting. All the while, we are nearing his biggest test yet, Philmont. He would have to remember everything, for a flight to Denver, a Rockies game, hiking in Garden of the Gods, exploring Red Rocks, going up on top of Pikes Peak, and finally, 12 days at Philmont Scout Ranch, with 11 of those days being in the backcountry, hiking 69 miles while on a very restrictive diet that he had to pre-plan and take with us. Well, his mom pre-planned most of it. His parents were a little worried. I was a little worried. All the gladiators just expected him to forget something. But yet here, on the biggest stage in scouting, okay, I did not have to go to Dollar General for a blanket, right? I did not have to go to Dollar General for food. I did not have to remind him about his medicine. Liam forgot nothing. His attitude was impeccable throughout the entire trip, always jumping in to help set up camp, hang food bags, or help with anything. I was incredibly proud of him. His parents were incredibly proud of him. Through this entire scouting journey, he'd been listening and learning and proved to the world that he can be counted on the biggest stage. I look forward to cheering on Liam and all his future success, built at least partially on his scouting experience.
All right, your program list, Greg Porter is going to speak for Thomas, but I believe we have a pinch hitter, Tammy. Come on up. Tammy Porter, please come and say a few words for Thomas.
Thank you. I was going to say I'm not Greg, I'm Gabby, and my first cousin is Tommy Tapp, so that makes Thomas my second cousin, once removed. First cousin once removed, sorry. And when Tommy asked me about doing this, I thought, well, you know, I've known them since they were born, Catherine and Tommy, at Baptist Hospital 17 years ago last week. And they both are wonderful children. Thomas has been a great big brother. You know, we look at these things that make up a scout, and you talk about trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And as a past Girl Scout, I swear he's all those. I think the only thing they left out was he does good cleanup. When he comes for lunch or anything, got to have baked beans, you have to have ice cream, and he takes care of helping me with anything, any job I ever have, he does. I know he works hard at Pawleys Island, but I just wanted to say he's a wonderful young man, and we are all very proud of him. And so on behalf of all of our family and his second cousins, Charlie, Townsend, and Pete, job well done. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your remarks. Thank you particularly for your brevity. Jason Phelps will now speak for John, and I will remind you, please observe said brevity.
First of all, when John Grove called and asked if I would speak on his behalf, I was honored. In the conversation with Flynn, I was like, how can I fit all this into 30 or 45 minutes? And Flynn wanted me to divide by 10. I'm not good at math, but I am going to do my best. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jason Phelps. I'm the Troop Committee Chair for Troop 10, Assistant Scoutmaster, and I am one of the adult advisors for the Buffalo Patrol. Which, by the way, congratulations, Joshua, and all of you. But today for John, I've had the privilege to walk alongside John on this scouting journey since 2019 when he joined scouting, starting, not coming from Cubs, but starting fresh and starting with an intensity, even from when he first joined. From that very first meeting or for the outings with John, I never doubted that he would earn his rank of Eagle and that we'd be here honoring him at this Eagle Court of Honor. The question was when, how fast, what barriers he would have, just like we have for many of the scouts, fully capable. But over the years, I've had the chance to share some really incredible experiences with John, from summer camps at Barstow, floating the Nantahala, to the mountains of the Philmont Scout Ranch. And if you spend enough time with people, especially in the backcountry, you really get to see who they are. In a period of reflection before this, and I asked John to do the same thing to reflect, and John, I didn't. There's one quick thing you'll learn about John Grove, and that is he is a competitor. For us, and thinking about scouting, Lord Baden-Powell's most famous quote regarding scouting is that scouting is a game for boys, under the leadership of boys, under the direction of men. And he emphasized that scouting is a game with a purpose, designed to develop character, health, and skill through enjoyable outdoor adventure. To know John Grove, all of this fit really well with him. First of all, it's a game. Secondly, is in the outdoors, as he is an avid outdoorsman. Whether it was hiking a little faster on the trail, pushing harder during the Barstow, undefeated if I'm not mistaken, is that correct? That's the annual competition. Or now leading as wrestling captain and lacrosse captain at AC Flora. Which, by the way, John, congratulations on making upper state in wrestling, and we wish you the best in the state championship next week. But John always brought intensity. He doesn't do things at half speed. If there's a challenge, he just leans into it. For John, one of the challenges is probably me holding him back at times, making him pause, making him reflect, or literally telling you to wait for a little bit. One of his challenges, of course, was as we were climbing the mountains of Philmont, and he was right behind me, and he was having to wait for me to take a breath every 30 seconds when John was ready to get up that mountain. We all have our own challenges. Now, if you ask John, he would say his biggest challenge has been time management. Most adults, we probably struggle with that in the same way. That's not uncommon, and honestly, that kind of makes sense when you're balancing scouting, sports, work, National Honor Society, and of course a love for the outdoors, trying to find that time to go turkey hunting, which is a big challenge at times. There really aren't many empty spaces left on the calendar. So John, to think about the fact that you are here where you are today, doing all the things that you've done, I think that you found a way to manage that time. It's not perfect, but you continue to grow. But here's the thing, what looks like a challenge is also what makes him who he is. Scouting has a way of shaping that kind of energy that John has. It takes that intensity and it turns it into discipline. It takes that competition and actually turns it into leadership. I've watched John and I've seen you grow from our first conversations where I was like, John, it's not just you. We've got to wait for the whole group, having to get you to stop and wait on our very first hikes, to now as you think about it, you're leading your teams as captain, watching out for others. Leadership is not something you're born with, it's something that you learn and you grow. And I can tell you this, one of his challenges were some of the conversations we had, but he always listened and he always wanted to grow. He would take that moment and reflect, and it's evident in his growth through this journey. The Scout Oath calls us to do our best, not just when it's easy, but even when it's hard. John's always out there to do his best. And the Scout Log gives us that roadmap of trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind. And if I had to pick one for John, I would say he's brave. In fact, at times, I got really worried because one of our responsibilities as Scout leaders is to bring back 100% of the young people in our care and hopefully without injury. He always wanted to climb higher, go faster. He was definitely not afraid. He was brave. But brave not just in competition, but in his responsibility. Because being an Eagle Scout isn't just about badges or rank, It's about choosing the harder right over the easier wrong again and again and again. And as Ricky Rose said, showing up. But one of the things I admire most about John is not just his love of competition. It's his love of the challenge. He loves the growth. You see, in a way, he pushes himself physically, academically, and as a leader. That mindset is exactly what Scouting hopes to build. And John, what makes today even more meaningful is that you're not just earning Eagle on your own today. You're actually standing on a legacy. Both your father, John Pendleton Grove III, if I get this right, fourth, and grandfather, John Pendleton Grove III, wore the same badge. John, that's not pressure, that's heritage. And today you've added your own chapter to that story. And this is for you, John. I hate having my back to you. But as you head off to Clemson in the next season of your life, what I hope that you carry with you is I want you to keep that competitive fire. I want you to keep that love for the outdoors. Keep developing in how you lead yourself and lead others. Keep pushing yourself to grow. But most importantly, John, keep living the values of Scouting, because long after all the medals fade and the seasons end, the Scout oath and Scout law will still be there, guiding you on how you lead, how you serve, and how you build your life. John, it's been an honor to watch you grow from a young Scout into the man that you are. Thanks for pushing me, both on the trail and in my leadership as well. I'm proud of you, the troop's proud of you, and I can't see what you do next. Congratulations, John.
I'm going to give you the hook. Good job. Thank you, Jason, for cutting that speech down significantly from the prior. All right, gentlemen. I have the honor to give you the Eagle Scout charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in Scouting. Scouting constitutes one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the history of the world, and you have been counted worthy of its highest rank. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to your country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother Scouts. Your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts and your country, to your country and your God. America has many good things to give you and your children after you, but these things depend, for the most part, on the quality of her citizens. Our country has had a great past. You are here to make the future greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the high level of service to God and your fellow man. Live and serve so that those who know you will be inspired by your finest living. We have too many who use their strength and skills to exploit others to selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and abilities to the common good. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence. And whatever others say or may do, you leave behind a record of which you and every Scout may be justly proud. On behalf of the Court of Honor of the Indian Waters Councils, Boy Scouts of America, Scouting America, and with the highest hope that you will always represent the finest character and citizenship, we welcome you to the Brotherhood of Eagle Scouts and congratulate you, your parents, and your leaders. If you please stand. And raise your right hand with the scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example and my status and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor. This time I'd like to invite the parents to join your son, John Levine and Cheryl Whisker. We're going to have to make some room up there. Josh and Nikki Wilson. Adam and Teresa Penny. Michelle and Mark Powell. Tommy and Elizabeth Grove. Pendleton and Elizabeth Grove. And Tommy and Elizabeth Tapp. If y'all could please come up. Thank you. All right. Troop 10 tradition calls for each Eagle pin to pass through the hands of all Eagle Scouts present. Will any Eagles in attendance please stand along the wall to your right? Joshua, Jack, Calvin, Liam, Thomas, and John. Your conduct along the trail has been excellent. You have rededicated yourselves to the principles of scouting. But one more thing is important, your future. Today's a milestone, but your journey is far from over. As an Eagle Scout, you become a guide to other Scouts. You become an example to your community. Remember that your actions are now a little more conspicuous and people will expect more of you. To falter in your responsibility would reflect not only on you, but on your fellow Eagles and all of Scouting. The torch you carry is not only yours, it is also ours. As these pins pass through the hands of the Eagle Scouts present, reflect on your time in Scouting and realize that you now join us in a brotherhood much greater than yourselves. We will hold you to a higher standard. No scout reaches the rank of Eagle by themselves, and perhaps the greatest support comes from your parents. To honor them, we have a replica of the Eagle Scout Award pin for each of them. Your father now presents you with your Eagle Scout neckerchief. They're on the table right behind you. Joshua, Jack, Calvin, Liam, Thomas, and John. And parents, I congratulate you again and remind you that scouting should now become an even greater tie between son and parents, binding you closer. To you, Joshua and Jack and Calvin, Liam, Thomas, and John, I express confidence that you will honor scouting with your life and service as today's scouting honors you. That you may be blessed and be a blessing is our prayer. Let's get a round of applause for these new Eagle Scouts. Parents, I invite you to return to your seats. And Eagles on the wall, you may now return to your seats as well. Eagles, I hadn't forgotten yet. All right. All right. Now I'm going to move to my favorite part of the ceremony, when we get to hear some brief remarks from our newest Eagle Scouts. The Eagle Award also provides recognition pins for a mentor or special person who has made a significant contribution to the Scout along the path to Eagle. These boys may choose to award a pin, a mentor pin today if they choose. Guys, you can be seated. Pull those chairs back And Joshua, are you ready? You get to go first.
Okay. First off, I want to thank everyone who's helped me achieve this award, from Mr. Bowie, Mr. Phelps, my dad, my friends that I've made along the way. Scouting has taught me so much, from camping skills, survival skills, to leadership and friendship. It has been an incredible journey over the last few years, going to Barstow, Sea Base, Philmont, and all the other camping trips in between. I hope to carry what I have learned with me throughout my life, applying the Scout Oath and Law to how I live, and truly living as an Eagle Scout and showing people what it means to be an Eagle Scout. My first pin that I want to award is to my dad, because he has been a Scout leader the whole way with me, from Cub Scouts up until now. And do you come up, or? And the second pin that I want to award here is to my mom, because every time that I thought about quitting Scouts or giving up, she always encouraged me and reminded me why I joined Scouts in the first place, and to have fun. Thank you.
And next, we will hear from Jack.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Bowie, Mr. Rowe, my parents, and all in Troop 10 who helped to take their time out of their day to help me throughout my scouting journey. Scouts has taught me a lot of important lessons, but the one that sticks out to me is perseverance. It's hard to balance Scouts with school and sports. It's hard to finish merit badges and rank advancements instead of doing something fun that you would rather do. And it's hard hiking over 70 miles in New Mexico, but you push through it. This is what Scouts is all about, pushing through the difficult times to achieve success. While learning these lessons, I also created many memories and friendships. Camping out with my friends was one of my favorite things to do on a weekend, and I enjoyed every single trip. I will never forget the countless memories I had because of Troop 10, and I would like to award the mentor pin to my dad.
Next, we're going to hear from Calvin.
Six years ago, when I was 9 years old and in third grade, I joined the Bears of Pac-10. Back then, I had no idea what an Eagle Scout was, how to get it, or that it was the top rank of Scouts. I joined Boy Scouts because I thought it would be a good way to make friends and learn life skills. I had no idea that just 6 years later, I would be standing in front of an audience reading a speech I wrote for achieving the most prestigious rank of Eagle. Since I joined Scouts, I have been bitten by thousands of mosquitoes, tripped over hundreds of tent lines, and spent tens of nights in a wet sleeping bag. Every memory I have from scouting is a good one. And every camping trip, meeting, and hangout I have attended, I enjoyed. Becoming a Boy Scout was one of the best decisions I have ever made, and it has produced some of the best memories of my life, along with the funniest ones. If I could say one thing to my third grade self to help him have the best time in his scouting career, it would be the same thing I would say to all young Scouts. Stick with it. Scouting Scouting is the most rewarding experience of my life, but sometimes I've phased out of it. And to be quite frank, the time it took me to finish my Eagle packet was embarrassing. While most of Scouting is fun, there are some grueling parts, such as some of the Eagle required merit badges like personal finance and personal fitness. Sometimes you may think to yourself, is it worth it? My answer is 1,000 times yes. Balancing high school and Scouting was difficult. Trying to go to a robotics, track, and Scouting meeting in one night is hard. Even though I was falling out of Scouting, there was one person who motivated me to finish my career in achieving Eagle. That person is my dad, Adam Penny. It is whom I would like to award my mentor pin.
All right, next we get to hear from Liam Allen. You have an opportunity to defend yourself.
Forgot to print out the speech, so it's on my phone. Oh my gosh. Things I've learned from Scouting, it is more than just some badges and uniforms. It's the people you meet and it's the lessons you learn. And it's the experience you have through Scouting really changes you and builds you to become the person that you want to be. I learned how to have friendship with the entire Gladiators and through all of the people I've met through Boy Scouts. And you also learn what support is like through Boy Scouts. Like the Wagners, when they were my Cub leaders, and they've been there, who still say hi, even at OA events. Sorry, I apologize. Or Calvin, where he shares his tent on a cold night because I forgot my tent and poles. The lessons go beyond badges. While I can't possibly stand up here and thank everybody who has shown me support, I would like to give an extra thank you to Mr. Penny and Dr. Rich for the mental prints.
He's the second funniest gladiator.
No.
Liam, you forgot your phone. that I expressly asked you not to read from. Next, we're going to hear from Thomas Tapp.
First, I'd like to thank Mr. Bowie for keeping me on track, for being a great leader, and for helping me become a better leader. I'd also like to thank Mr. Rowe for his constant support, mentoring, and for being an outstanding adult leader for the Dragon Patrol. Also, I'd like to thank Mr. Phelps, Dr. Rich, and Mr. Levine for their help and guidance along the way. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my dad for getting me into Scouting and for going on all those camping trips with me, whether it was cold, hot, or pouring rain. He pushed me to step outside my comfort zone and kept me focused, especially when I got distracted or started dragging my feet. One thing I truly admire about my dad is that he tells you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear. That honesty and guidance has meant a lot to me, and that's why I want to give my mentorship pin to him. I also can't forget to thank my friends and family for supporting me through this once-in-a-lifetime journey. I couldn't have done it without all of y'all. To the younger scouts here today, I want to leave you with two important thoughts. First, stick with it and never give up. There will be times when the meetings feel boring, your advancement seems slow, or campouts are uncomfortable. And you know it rains a lot when Troop 10 goes camping. On a camping trip to Perry in 2021, we were in a valley set up next to a parking lot, and of course, it rained like usual. This time it rained a lot. I climbed out of my tent, and a river was flowing through the campsite. Mr. Phelps was under the cook tent trying to make coffee in ankle-deep water. We made the best out of the trip and had a great trip. I say all this to say that if you keep showing up with a good attitude and putting in the effort, it does pay off. I and all the other Eagle Scouts in this room are proof of that. Experiences like Perry and Philmont don't just help me earn rank requirements. They made me mentally and physically tougher, and honestly more mature. Scouting taught me to handle discomfort, stay calm when things don't go as planned, and keep going even when giving up might seem to be easier. Second, don't be afraid to challenge yourself and get out of your comfort zone. Go to some high adventure camps, work on merit badges you don't know much about. Take on new leadership roles and don't shy away from responsibility. You might not feel ready at first. I know I certainly didn't. But growth happens when you push past what feels comfortable. Finally, I'd just like to say that Scouting has taught me leadership, perseverance, the value of serving others, and how to push myself to be better mentally, physically, and as a person. I'll carry those Scouting lessons with me for the rest of my life. Thank you all for being here and for being a part of this journey with me.
And last but certainly not least, we'll hear from John.
Okay, to start, I'd like to thank Scouting and Troop 10 for all of the great opportunities it's provided me with and memories and friendships that I'm sure will last a lifetime. To me, Scouting has been a huge part of my life, and it has helped me develop many life skills that I'm sure I will take with me on through college and into the workforce. So, to mention a few, friendship building, communication skills, leadership skills, time management skills, which I might need a little more work on, and many others. But thank you to Mr. Phelps, Mr. Bowie, Mr. Ricky Rowe, Mr. Levine, and my dad. So thank you. And I'm pinning this on you. So. Thank you.
Gentlemen, I congratulate you as Eagle Scouts.
The eagle soars high and seeks to rest only upon the lofty peaks. As an Eagle Scout, you too must soar high. You must not swerve from the path of duty. Your ideals must be lofty. You must strive to obtain that which is the highest and noblest in life. I hereby close this Eagle Court of Honor, and if you would, please congratulate all of these Eagle Scouts on this tremendous accomplishment.
This concludes our Court of Honor. Thank you for helping us recognize our scouts and honor their achievements. I ask that you please remain seated while we allow the scouts to recess. Thank you all for your flexibility. I know that we had some weather challenges a couple weeks ago and had to reschedule this, but we end up with a really great crowd today to honor these young men. With that, may the great master of all scouts be with you until we meet again. Guys, you may recess. These guys are going to stay up here if you want to come get pictures. Thanks, everybody.